Welcome back, Breakfast Central on News Central on this very fine Wednesday, the 8th day of January 2020. We're going straight to business as usual. And in this segment, we'll be looking at the world of, PR. Yeah, we know that image, detailed and brand knowledge relationships are quite key when it comes to positioning play for the role of the world of PR, what they call public relations, where brand building is involved, strategy takes center stage. Well, today we are taking a look at the world of that two-letter word I always grapple with, PR, through the lens, of women. And I'm happy to be joined by Oge Odibile. She's the account lead of SoMe Solutions, a PR company based in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa. Oge, welcome and good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, first of all, what do PR people actually do? We know that PR is public relations. What do they actually do?
So PR, basically public relation. We actually need to understand the brand and relate that message, the brand message, to the audience. So that's through storytelling, using various means of communication. So it's another way of influencing the brand's audience and also their opinions and behavior.
All right. When it comes to, this word public relations, and maybe because I come from a journalistic, Raytheon, old BBC values, that there's always a spin into it. I see PR people who are always having an agenda. Is that necessarily the case,
Yeah, because we need to be able to tell your story in the right way.
So which means there's a bit of spin in there.
For the audience to actually understand what we are trying to sell to them.
We're trying to look at it, PR is one of the biggest industries, in media. There's millions, it's a whooping industry, home and abroad. There's millions of money to be made as someone in PR, marketing relations / PR and communication. So, and many have talked about it being a very male, how would I call it?
Male-dominated.
Very boys club, okay, for lack of a better phrase. But you're a woman in PR. First of all, do you share that notion that, the PR industry is very, very, male, testosterone-y?
No, actually. We've got like a lot of hardworking, smart women in the PR industry and people who I actually look up to. And it's actually because of a woman I actually got into the PR
interesting.
space.
Tell us how.
So I had a class, or rather a session, with my boss, Elizabeth Osho. That was before I started working with her. And seeing the way she related with other people, reading her journey, how she got into PR, was what actually pushed me to join her. And it's been an amazing journey. Obviously, like, there are ups and downs, but I really do appreciate the experience.
So you basically, you're into PR, but do you come from a background of communications or?
Well, not really. I studied international relations and sociology in school.
Okay.
So I have a bit of that. I have an idea what PR is. I took courses for communication courses, and that is what has actually helped me out in the PR industry.
So what do you think is the main driver for people, within the communications media sector, then tilt into PR? Is it passion for that?
Yeah, it actually has to be passion, because if you're looking at the money aspect, you're going to fail.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? I thought that,
Yeah, there's money to be made, no doubt. But the thing is, you can't get into something if you're not passionate about it, because you're going to do it for short term and then you're out of the game. Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say has been the biggest challenge for you as a woman within PR?
Biggest challenge as a woman? None, actually. I haven't experienced anyone yet.
Okay.
I believe most of my clients and also the vendors actually treat me as a human being, not just as a woman, because I'm in the PR space. They see me as a human being, someone that gets the job done, and that's it.
Would you say a bit of having the feminine gender perhaps gives an advantage in terms of maybe not getting into the front door, but actually holding down for jobs and campaigns, having that feminine. I don't want to say the feminine touch, but that bit of other touch to it, rather than having the all male-dominated angle where the jobs, the contracts is just so boys club and they can't think out of the box.
Okay, so I believe women are actually laser focused in getting the job done. So I don't know about the men, but yeah, women actually do get the job done once they're in the business. Yeah.
I'm forced to ask, how are brands, using, PR to position their long-term, strategies, especially in the Nigerian context?
So consistent storytelling, like your story 10 years ago is going to be different from your story 5 years ago, 2 years ago. So the thing is, you need to keep your audience updated on everything that's going on. There's got to be some sort of emotional connection between the brand and the audience. So you need to keep telling them what's coming out. They need to anticipate what's next. So you can't just let them be like, put out a story 5 years ago and the next day we don't hear from you.
And when you say audience, who will be the audience of a brand? Is it based on what the brand or the company, or to be more specific, the client does, or the industry they're coming from?
Okay.
That means their audience.
So to determine an audience, you need to know what you're selling.
Okay.
Is there a need for that? If your audience needs that, then that's your audience. Also the demographic, like male, female, what products are you trying to sell? What solutions are you trying to provide to their problems? So whatever you're providing, that's where you can actually find your audience. Whatever your audience needs at that point, you can actually find them there.
Yeah, and I'm forced to ask, what will be the modern portfolio of, PR companies or PR people like yourself right now? Because we've got social media now, which seems to be dominating. How has that, influenced the work of the normal PRists like you, like yourself?
So in terms of social media, we're able to measure reach. Also get,
because it looks like everything has gone digital, hasn't it?
Yeah, everything is now digital. Like your breaking is first place you find it, social media before the traditional media. So we need to be able to determine reach, also quick feedback from your audience, because that's what we also rely on. You cannot be in the PR industry and be absent-minded from the absent-minded when you've been giving feedback from your audience. So yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about still in PR in terms of is it just campaigns?
So you have campaigns, and other campaigns you can also have like event management. You want to launch a brand product. So how do you want to go about it? Some people want to have an event where they invite like influencers, their specific target audience, to come try the product firsthand before it's released into the market. So those are things that we look at.
So it's a whole process. I'll be the worst person to try to judge the process, because
you should. Come spend a day with us at the office.
Coming from where my background is, I just feel PR people, spin.
But you should come spend a day at my office. You actually enjoy it. It's fun.
All right. What's the difference? So PR, publicist, and or perhaps marketing communication strategist. Can you help us?
It's pretty much
the
same thing.
No fine lines, no marginals in between.
Everything is that you're putting out a story. We in the PR sector, we're actually putting out a story. If you want to talk about a publicist who's handling an individual like a celebrity, she's putting out a story for this person as well. So that's how it is. Like your strategies as well, you need to also have that emotion, create that emotional connection between your brand and the person's audience.
In terms of the business model of PR operations or PR companies, where do you say they are right now? Is it that everybody needs a publicist or a PR person? Now we have social media, we have companies, whether it's bureaus, telecoms, IT, tech, banking. So is it that now there is more for people like you in terms of clientele, pool?
So the interesting thing is now companies are actually factoring PR marketing campaigns into their yearly budget as well. Yeah, so I believe everyone.
And that's different from advertising.
It's different from advertising. It's different from advertising. Okay. You also need to be able to put out those stories on social media quickly. So every company, as long as you know your brand, you actually do need a publicist. So or you need someone in the PR agency like helping you out.
So which means you never run out of clients, run out of work, because you're doing social media for him, you're doing,
Your hands are actually quite
magazine
full.
for that and this for
Your
that.
hands are actually quite full.
Okay. See why I said they make a lot of money. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Oge,
so much
for coming on the show, giving us a bit of insight to that PR, especially from the eyes of a woman in the industry. We are very, very grateful for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Well, if you enjoyed watching this video, click here to get more of it, and don't forget to click here to subscribe.